y'all, and welcome back to another video by UmbrasDarkness. In today's video, you guys, we're going to be talking about what I personally and what I would recommend for you guys to do in order to prep for the end of season 1 in order to set yourself up for the most success for season 2. First and foremost, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to lose. We're going to lose our alliance, and more importantly, we're going to lose our high tier acolytes, meaning our high tier stones, right? So with that, we want to take all of that into consideration. First, we want to train troops. Base troop value at town hall level 25, because right, that adds legion capacity. With your policies maxed, that adds legion capacity, and your heroes at level 60 is 250,000. So as a free-to-play low spender, you want to continue to focus on whatever it is you've already been focusing on. Well, it may be nice to diversify and things like that. You don't want to set yourself behind by not being able to bring a full troop march to a behemoth or to battle, right? The next thing you want to talk about is buildings. Your buildings for like the higher levels get super long. And for things such as the wall, or definitely the sacred hall, a mana stone can knock off days, if not weeks, having a level 5 mana stone and having behemoths. So if we go ahead and look at the buffs that it offers, we can see that the behemoth buff is offering me 5%. And because of that, I definitely want to ensure that I start whatever buildings I need before season 1 ends and the start of season 1 plus. That leads perfectly into the research. For researches, this is two-part. One, you want to start your long researches while you still have your behemoth buffs, while you still have access to level 5 mana stones, but you also want to do certain researches or make sure they're as high as possible beforehand. And that would specifically be military leadership 2 and breath control 2. If you're at the end of season 1, you definitely already have breath control 1 and military leadership 1 maxed. So because of that, you want to ensure that you are giving yourself the best step forward by raising these or maxing these. Now, in order to get these to level 10, military leadership 2 and breath control 2 have to have weak points 2 or stamina 2, their corresponding one, to level 10. Even stopping at level 9, so that way you're not leveling these up right away necessarily, is totally fine. That's still 9% out of the 10% possible. That'll help you hit the ball rolling with the amount of CP that you're gaining back and the amount of military leadership, so the amount of hero experience you're getting, because you're losing the alliance technologies that boost that. On that note, you also want to do the low-hanging fruit, your defensive formations, your assault strategies, and your first aid. Now, even as a free-to-play player, if you were active during the season, you should have access to these 3 as well. You want to try and get these up in between level 3 to level 5, because next season, dark creatures, dark patrols, and behemoths are all significantly more difficult, along with dragon tails. In order to prevent that from being a choking factor for you, you want to try and have these at a decent level to make up for the technologies you're losing. Now, what I mean by the technologies you're losing is your alliance technologies. As you can see, there's war tactics that give your hero bonus experience. You have maneuver warfare that's going to give your different troops attack bonuses. You have your damage taken behemoth reductions. So you want to try and get those up to prevent you from being able to take on the highest level Darkling creature, the highest level Darkling patrol. You also will be losing your policies, so this also gives you your hero experience, small amounts of bonuses through war study, right? So you want to, again, make sure that you're getting there. Your peacekeeping damage is also going to go down. So you want to try and make up for that in the technologies that you're losing. So that's everything I do inside my base. outside of my base, I will be using my CP to fight darkling patrols and fight dark forts. Now, as a free-to-play player or light spender, you want to prioritize dark forts because it is harder to get treaties, because dark forts are not available right at the start, and the level 1, 2, and 3 dark forts don't give as many treaties as the level 5 dark forts, level 4 and level 5 dark forts. Whereas dark creatures, yes, they give less the lower levels they are, but however, you have to do significantly more of them in order to get your hero levels up. So I would spend most of my CP here, and I would spend some CP here to ensure I'm continuously opening and getting my dark chest recovers, right? As someone that is done with those buildings, your watchtower and your rally harp, which are required to be maxed in order to get T5s, in order to get your school sage to level 25, I can spend my CP a little bit more freely, but want to ensure that I'm still utilizing it, because in the Augur Stone, your end of season rewards are based off of how much darkling and dark creatures you've defeated. And then on that note, the participation in building and removing alliance buildings. So what that means is you should talk to your R4, your R5, and you should have them utilizing and upgrading and building roads. Over here, you can see that we're building a tower that doesn't need to be built, just so that way we can continuously be building to ensure free-to-play low spenders that maybe don't get the CP from the the monthly packs, or don't have as much merits because they don't feel comfortable PvPing, or couldn't build early on in the season because you're getting attacked from rival territories, have a chance to get those up. So that way they can hit the ball running on Season 1 Plus with extra CP, with the extra legendary artifact token, with all of these things that you get from end of season rewards. The next thing that I strongly recommend doing is gathering. When you start the next season, Season 1 Plus is all about PvP, right? You're going to have 4 servers merged together, and there's going to be contention and fighting and animosity immediately, no matter how much work you may or may not try to do that. You also will not have your Alliance Resource Center right away, because you should be working on your conscript to ensure that you have as many members as possible in the Alliance as soon as possible. So because of that, you want to be gathering all the time, like you should be anyways, but is especially important now. The final thing that I want to talk to you guys about is a little bit into a video that I'll be covering in a couple of days, but at the beginning of Season 1 Plus, there are 2 events that matter. Free to play, light spend, doesn't matter, pay to win. One is related to the end of season rewards, and that is the artifact compendiums. Each one of these pulls is 1,500 gems, and you can do 20 pulls. So you want to try and save up 20,000 gems. If you look at them, there's no chance to grab blues, even in the lowest level possible, but there's a chance to grab really good legendaries, and you're guaranteed 2 legendaries out of 20 pulls. The rest of them will be purple, and you need purple to upgrade legendary artifacts to 5-star and legendary artifacts to upgrade other legendary artifacts to 6-star. So it's very important that you try to save gems in order to utilize this. The other 9,000 gems is from a wheel. Now we have a normal spin to win wheel that happens every 2 weeks. However, instead of that at the beginning of the season, there is a different wheel that has 100 pulls. Spenders can buy only up to 80 tickets, and free-to-play players can only buy 20 tickets. This is the best wheel in the game. So you definitely want to save 9,000 gems in order to be able to max purchase the 20 tickets to finish the wheel as far as possible. As a spender, if you are buying tickets, you don't want to use gems on them right away, because there's a chance you could clear the wheel if you land on all 4 of the heroes that are there. Hopefully this helps you guys out. I know I've had a lot of questions, at least personally in my server, asking like, what are we supposed to do for the next 2 weeks, things like that. And that's the purpose behind this video, is to try and ensure that players are ready for the next season and are taking advantages of all of the things that we've worked so hard to get together as Alliance with. Otherwise, huge shout out to my Patreon. Thank you guys so much for supporting me through this new challenge and this new game. Thank you guys for sticking around and enjoying my content just for being my content and believing in me. And hopefully I get to see more of you guys join the game with me. Otherwise, you guys know how we do it when we do it over here. You can catch me in the YouTube comments. I do try to respond to as many comments as possible, but I get limited number of push notifications. You can find me on Discord. I'm the #1 talker. We are revamping the Discord, so hopefully it looks a little bit cleaner for you guys. Or worst case scenario, you can catch me on K102. Until next time, y'all, stay humble, stay happy, stay hungry. Bye, y'all.